Yo. Guess who's back in the building? Yeah. Clicked Up the podcast is back. We're doing our thing, getting it started. It's your boy Job English once again. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Let's see. Shadira's in the building. What's going on, Shadira? Okay. We're in the house. It's just us for right now. Lady named Bree should be in a little bit later. Might have a couple guests come in. It might just be just us. I don't know. But I think the topic that we got, I think the topic that we got tonight is dope enough. We could have it just right now. You're a pretty steady figure on the internet doing your thing.
Am I though?
I mean, you post a lot, so I know I see the posting.
Wait, what post? Are we talking Instagram or are we talking?
I see you on Facebook. I see like the words that you post.
Oh yeah, I definitely I just vent and whatever happens happens.
That's all you do. You just, hey man, I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna say, and that's just what it is.
Yep.
So that's gonna make this conversation a bit challenging to have, but I think we could have it anyway. I think you live in this world, you see what's going on in it, and I just think that it's really dope to have this conversation. I want to talk about validation and how it's becoming like a dirty word. Like everybody acts like looking for or seeking validation that somehow makes you a weak person or you're not, whatever. And in the social media landscape, it looks like we're all doing something for some form of validation. So why act like it's such a dirty word? I want to get like your first take on it.
Why people take it as a dirty word from what I see. Um, People take it as a dirty word from what I see, just based on the fact of like I'm not gonna say based on the fact as if my word is just so fact, but what I see, what I observe is most people when they hear validation or when they speak on validation, they treat it as though it's going to be weaponized against them. To where if this person is given attention, it could either be seen as you're like a child, you want too much, or you're trying to gain something off of that attention because of, I guess, marketing on the internet. To where if somebody's given any sense of like value or confirmation that what you're saying is something that's cool, people want to tear that down because it's either they don't have it or they think it's not real what that person is presenting.
So Mike, so sure, like maybe you're, I guess you're performing. Is that what you're trying to say? Like maybe you're just performing this in order to gain attention. Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, I'm not saying that's what people are doing, but that is how some people view it, to where they can't fathom that somebody's just doing something to do it. They feel like they're doing it because they're trying to perform instead of that's just what this person is on. And if you happen to see it, you just happen to see it.
But with a social media landscape like it is it fair to say, look, we're too far into this to be pretending like you don't know how this works?
I mean, I view it like this. Some people, they might not have the ability to be able to reach people outside of online lens. We never know what somebody's got going on. Maybe their lifestyle is busy or hectic or something, but when they do have free time, they try to branch out and reach. So what they present to people might actually be them, but some people might take it as, oh, you're performing. But we just never know. That was pretty much the whole point. I remember you talking about that like a while ago about how social media was pretty much like the ground to be able to link and meet people. So what happens if people are actually using it and doing that in the way that they are, but it's being treated as if they're not? And that's what we see when people be like, "Oh, you just want to be seen, you want to be validated." to where it's like, what happened if that's just how that person is, and that's just them finally being able to show themselves in a space that they probably either didn't feel comfortable doing before or weren't able to, as far as in the physical. And I know, based on just hearing the topic of the last podcast of saying, like, social media, is it real or do do do? It's not per se real in the physical, but it's real to where people engage, people make it a community. There's like plenty of groups I'm in on social media, like Savannah Foodies group. Even though it can turn into something real offline, it's still like it's still a community of its own where people are able to say and speak and do in forums that they probably can't per se do in person, to where meet everybody in the Savannah Foodies group and be like, hey, let's go to this restaurant today. I feel like that's the same thing, but in different spaces for different situations.
So here's my thing. Even in that, even in that thing, like finding a community. The point of a community is to get a communal sense, and one of the things that comes with community is acceptance. Acceptance is a form of validation. So when you're accepted by a group, they have validated you. They've done that thing. We then turn around, and if we receive any pushback of for any reason, for any kind, it's like I don't care what nobody thinks, and that's it. That just can't be true in a social media landscape when you're trying to find your group, when you're trying to find your foodies group, you're trying to find your baddies group, whatever you guys are doing. Zulu's in the chat. I see you, Zulu. Let's see what you got to say. People crave validation like starving dogs, but when it's for basic ass, unremarkable, I didn't actually do shit accomplishments, that praise is cheap as hell. Everybody wants applause for just existing, for mediocrity, for breathing air, posting selfies. Nah. If you don't bleed for it, sweat for it, build it, fight for it, transform behind it, then that validation ain't worth a goddamn thing. It's a participation trophy for the emotionally fragile. Hell yeah, I want to be seen. But for something I do, I want validations for things I'm proud of.
I mean,
Man, hey, man, that's a big sentence. What do you take from that?
personally, it's a lot of people that do want validation as a participation trophy, but it's a lot of people that do things that they're proud of. And it might not be as big as hard sweat, blood, and tears as what people feel like to get it on a grand scam, but it's something for them. And I know that turns into the individualism thing, but validation is for that individual person. Like, however they get it and seek it is how they get it and seek it. So I'm not per se against, if you're going to get a mass amount of like validation, it should be something major. But at the same time, I'm not going to bash or nobody or make nobody feel like you're undeserving of this validation just because it's like what we claim to be mediocre. Because maybe for us it's mediocre, but maybe for them and whoever's validating them, it's something major. Like it could be something that's probably what they needed. Like, people need different validations for different reasons. So it's
I
like,
don't discount that. And I don't think that people shouldn't want validation. But what I do think is there's a funny thing that happens when somebody can see your performance, and it's almost like calling out your validation is also unmasking your desperation, because the way you perform is telling me what you're trying to achieve. There are people on the internet who try to give validation politically, and they're definitely trying to reach an audience where they're trying to rally people around an idea. Venezuela has just been overtaken by us, and by us, the U.S. Like, and there are people on the internet who are definitely have an opinion, have a point, and want to be heard, be seen, blah 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 blah. And before we started, I was interfacing with some of those people, so it's not like I don't participate in it. There's a certain validation that you get in reaching out to somebody wherever they are in the ether, and then getting a response back based upon the things that you've said.
I guess when I speak about validation, I don't view it as somebody's just simply trying to perform. when I look at it, this is just me on my own view. When I look at somebody receiving validation, I got to give them the benefit of the doubt. Because at the end of the day, we don't know these people for real, unless you actually know this person outside. We don't know these people. They're getting validation. And at the end of the day, that could possibly be them. I've met so many different characters out here in this world to where you would have thought if they got on social media doing the same thing they do in person, you would have thought like, oh my God, they're performing. When no,
What was a good point, Zulu? Help me out. What point did I make? I'm sorry. Keep going. Keep going.
oh, I mean, not that's pretty much how I was summing it up to where a lot of people might think that it's like people performing, but that could possibly really be them. You see them out and you think it's a performance, but that's just something they do.
I mean, but the thing that you do, although it could be natural, it can be, I didn't say your performance doesn't necessarily have to be inauthentic, but it's a performance. Like if you go outside and yeah, if I behave in such a manner, this is going to garner attention. Like, I do poetry, you do music. What's going on? What we got going on?
Oh no, I was pointing at you, so
Oh, not you, her. Different needs and reasons for validation might be helpful. Oh, okay. Well, fine. I didn't say anything thoughtful or anything like that. So, so yeah, I'm not saying that what you said. I, I'm not saying that people are being disingenuous. I'm not trying to say that people are being phony. Being performative doesn't necessarily mean being fake, or maybe that's the disconnect. That when we hear performance, we hear fake, phony, just attention-seeking behavior.
because when we think about performance, when somebody's performing, it's as if they're trying to get a certain reaction when people perform. So it's like when people are actually just being and not actually performing, this is their being. Why is it turned into a performance? Because it's receiving some type of validation. What happens if that's just literally their being? They're not looking to perform. They're not looking to seek another eye or viewpoint to say, "Oh my gosh, what you're doing is cool." Like, no.
But if you're on Facebook, if you're on social media, this is not private media. This is not personal media. This is social media. You're posting it in a social. It would be the same as sitting in town square during, let's just say, medieval times, and everybody's in the middle of town square, and you standing on your soapbox and screaming to the heavens whatever it is you got to say, and then pretending like you're not doing that for the people
it's a
who
difference
are.
though. What
How
you
is it
just
different?
said is different from you see somebody walking down the street and they're probably talking out loud saying something and somebody looks at them and it's like, you know what, I like the message they're saying. Or it's different versus
What makes that different than the digital marketplace? What makes that different from what we do digitally?
what we do digitally. Well, I'll say what I view as the difference. When social media originally started, like how you said how social media, when you were on, when it first was getting popping and cracking and
Yeah.
everything, people were just doing and posting. If you come, you come. If you see, you see. Cool.
Yeah, so because social media when I was a kid, like, so you had, like, it was Yahoo Chat, and everybody was kind of like dogpiling in these rooms, and it was just a cascading of lines and phrases. You kind of had to find the continuity, and everybody could see everybody's words. There was no then you got the little chance to like make your own little chat room if you like found a little honey. You could kind of like, what I'm saying.
So you were pimping. There you go.
That's not
Yeah,
what pimp.
yeah,
That
he
is
was pimping.
not
Mr.
that's
Player
that
Player
that is
from
not
the Himalayas.
that is not what that
It
is.
slides in every time. Everybody.
Anybody in any chat, man, y'all.
It
If
slides
y'all
in.
remember, Yahoo
Don't try
chat,
to bring
y'all
everybody else.
remember Black Planet.
He's trying to bring them all in.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring
It's
it
not
back.
just me, you guys. It's not just me. It's
No, I'm just saying that there was a point in time where we were more honest about what it was because there was no way to hide it.
and
There was no way to pretend.
what happens if that's not somebody pretending? What happens if that is literally just happening? That same that same back in the day glory of what that used to be and what you could used to. What happens if there are people that are just like that? You can tell if somebody's performing, and sometimes you can't because a lot of people are very good at what they do. So, what
I
happens
don't
if this is somebody just being? They're just creating their own chat room
I
or
don't
whatever.
believe that this monetization
Everybody's not
phenomenon.
monetizing though. Everybody's not trying to monetize though.
I don't. I'm a little more skeptical. I believe that there are a lot of people out here who are definitely aware of the validation resource that social media is. It's a gold mine for validation.
So you've never just met people that are friends with people that just happen to be on social media and just do their thing and still get off of social media and still do their same thing. Even though it's here and few, it's still there. Like a lot of people, I will say a lot of people are looking for participation trophies. A lot of people are just looking for flat out validation for what they say, what they do, even if it's not like anything serious.
Like
But
there are people out here, right, who get on just to show you how much money they got. There are people, and we're lousy with it.
I mean, it's people
There's
that do
people
that in
out
real
here
life
who just
too.
want to just see you, want you just to see how pretty they are, with how their body is shaped. We're lousy with that. That's not like some small niche group of people.
I guess because how I see it is there's people that do the same thing in real life, and there's people that do it in real life, and there's people that do it on social media as well. Some people are able to do it in real life and on social media, and some people just create a platform or create a, I don't even know if nuance is the right word, but create pretty much their own forum online that they don't have to bring to life in the real world, to where I can show I'm this rich or whatever the case may be, but I don't have to show you guys in real life. But it still happens though. It's regardless, people are looking for a validation, to where I still want to show that I'm rich, or I still want to show that I'm pretty, because we had these people in different areas. I'm pretty sure at your job you've had somebody up in there, a female more than likely, because you said you work with a bunch of girls, well, women, that one of them probably was out walking around trying to be the prettiest girl at the ball.
Yeah,
So
that
it
happens. For sure.
happens, like it happens. It's just social media, because how blown up social media is. It's put more onto a pedestal because of the ability to reach more people than your average ability to reach people. Because if we were the people in type of society that didn't have social media, to where all you knew was the people you go to school with or go to work with, and you might see at the grocery store and whatnot, that would be the only glimpse of validation they would get based on what they present out in the world, versus social media, what makes it more magnified than
But
it
that's the point.
is.
That's the point I'm trying to make, though. Like, so because you could wear a really dope outfit and go outside, and nobody really pay attention to you, and you might want to wear that outfit again in a couple of days. Like, nobody saw me in this.
I'm aware regardless. You gonna see it twice, three times. I ain't rich. I
But
I
there are
pay good
people
money.
who, and I'm people who have felt like, oh man, I'm about to wear this again. Ain't nobody saw me in this. Like,
Oh, so you was the ain't nobody saw me, so I'ma wear it again.
yeah, so, like, let's say, like,
Did you hear what you just said though?
yeah, so this is not me talking down to people like, oh, they're like this and I'm not like this.
No, I don't think you're talking down. It's just the fact of you're like, oh, I'm gonna wear it again just because nobody saw me in it.
I mean,
Versus
that's
somebody
definitely a
saying,
factor. That's I mean, so that's the kind of the point that I'm saying. Like, because if I get dressed and I feel smart, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh man, I put this on, I look nice, and I end up coming, let's just say here, and for one reason or another, we get some cancellations, and I'm just hearing this, and I go home, I take this off, and then I'm just like, well, maybe not the very next outfit, but I'm about to put this on. Like, I do want to be seen in this. I do like this outfit. I do want somebody to remark on how well I've dressed. Like that's it can, and it can be shallow. It probably is very shallow, but that's human.
I must
But
say,
that's in the real world. In social media, you can bypass that moment and go, I'll just post this. And then you can get, especially if you're a lady, especially if you're dressed in the way that, they dress these days on social media. Guess what? You're gonna get 4, 5, 600, 800, 1,000, 2K, 20K, 50K, 100K, whatever. 100,000 people with their eyes on you is not something the average person is really capable of quantifying and qualifying without something cognitively being disrupted. And I think that has something to do with the way we see each other in real time.
I'm going to say shout out to Albert Einstein because this man, he's one of the people that wore the same outfit. It might have not literally been the same outfit, but the same shirt, suit, and shoes and socks every day. He might have had multiples of that outfit, but he wore the same outfit. And I'm saying that to say that it doesn't necessarily matter. It doesn't necessarily matter as far as your clothing goes. Like you said, it might be shallow. Yes, social media has made us even more shallow because back in the day, first off, people weren't just decked out in a whole bunch of clothes. They ain't got no money like that. They ain't have no like, oh my god, I'm balling like that to have multiple suits. No. They probably had about 4 or 5 good suits and they had it for their separate reasons. And even the women, dresses and whatnot, to where this social media thing has made it to where I have to behave and, like you said, perform a certain type of way to where we skip past the people that are actually just being themselves and they're just happening to post it because we're so locked in on what we're used to seeing, what has been turned into the majority, to where majority of the people are shallow, majority of the people are performing, majority of the people are looking for that big, massive validation to where they're not even being themselves for real, for real. They're just performing who they feel like they should be.
In order to get
Validation,
validation.
which is a sickness because you do have people out there that are literally just being themselves and they're just posting it on social media because this is they want to share. That's the whole point of social media. It's supposed to be able to share with people to where maybe I don't have a lot of people around me, but I can share it with people and I can connect with somebody. But it's not because I'm just trying to perform for these people, but no, I'm actually trying to connect how social media was actually supposed to be.
And that's dope. And I think there are people like that, people who just want to share their funny cat pictures or their dog being
Shout out to
silly,
y'all.
and I think that's dope. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think that's what's driving social media as a multi-billion-dollar corporate entity. It's not.
So we're bringing it back to capitalism.
It's always capitalism.
Hey,
What are you talking about?
you
Are
know,
you crazy?
so we're just let's just say we should start putting some post on there to where we should say capitalism, and then the subtitle is whatever you want to talk about. Like, just saying, that's what we should do. That's what we
Capitalism ruins this.
should do. Like,
We just start calling it clicked up, and it says capitalism ruins this.
yes, we start talking about these things. That's let's get to that because it's not about the validation. It's about the validation driving up the market for capitalism. That's what it's doing. That's what it's seeming like it's boiling up to.
No, I don't definitely. I mean, like when you look at the way it works, everybody like you'll be hard pressed to go on somebody's Facebook page, Instagram page, whatever, wherever it has this little bio and it says what you are, what you do, you'll be hard pressed to find somebody that doesn't say content creator. You'll be hard pressed. You'll be hard pressed.
Hard pressed. What does that mean? What are you saying when you say hard pressed?
Hard pressed means you'll be in a tight situation to try to find it.
So you don't follow nobody that doesn't say content creator on.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that you'll be hard pressed to find somebody that doesn't identify as that.
Not me.
You might not identify as that. I'm saying if you
No, I'm saying
look around,
in general,
I'm saying if you look around
yeah.
and you go to people's profiles, you'll be hard pressed to find a plethora of people who don't identify themselves as content creators.
And that's where I'm saying my like discretion to where it's like I see a lot of people that don't just be like, I'm a content creator. I see a lot of people that be posting and whatnot, but it's not because they're trying to monetize. Like I know the people that are trying to monetize, but I also know
so
the
you're
people
saying that there
like,
is a wealth of people who don't do that.
yes, just as much as it might be, like I said, there's a mass majority that actually are trying to monetize, but there's still a percentage
the
of
point
people.
I'm trying to say. Like, so if you were finding the exception to the rule and then trying to say this is the norm, that's not accurate.
I'm going to say it's a difference of norm. It's like I said offline. What's weird or unnormal to you might not be the same way of somebody else. So when you ask from my perspective,
there are subjective concepts to things,
Mhm.
and then there's like objective things, like where facts and figures live, right? So like, and so maybe like I deal with a lot of people who are creators, music, art, whatever. I don't pretend that because I am engulfed in that world. Thank you so very much. That's the norm. And there's points where I've been surprised where I'm like, you don't do anything artistic, and I've run into a lot of people who don't aspire to do anything artistic, and in the world that I live in, everybody does. So it's kind of hard when you meet somebody and you go like, oh, so what do you like to do? And they go, nothing.
and that's the
So, but they're the majority.
but that
So then it just because I know a bunch of people doesn't mean that's the majority. And and like you said, that might be normal for me, but that doesn't make it normal as an objective statement.
and I guess that's the thing. Out of how many content creators versus you look like you was having a hard swallow there. All Diddy. That was all Diddy. Just want you to know.
If you mind your filthy whore business.
I don't want to say this on the internet.
On this man's internet.
Oh no, I was gonna say what some people on my timeline say on Beyonce's internet.
Yeah. I hear that all the time.
On
I actually had a
Beyonce's
conversation with a lady. The conversation we're having now started because of a conversation I was having with a lady earlier, and I want to get into that a little bit. Because this would actually be a really dope conversation to have with you. So, let's just put a pin in this. Let's put a pin in this. Do you know about what's his name? Okay, I gotta look it up. Hold on, because I think I closed it out by accident. Atlanta pastor Jamal Bryant. Are you aware of the
I'm be paying attention to wacky tacky Christians. Nope.
wacky tacky Christians? Yeah, why not? Wacky tacky Christians. They out here wilding, styling, and profiling.
Mm-hmm. They're the real performers. You want to know about performance?
You ain't never told no lie. Like I wish earlier, and I mean like, I wish earlier I had the language to understand that people who question Christianity are not necessarily maybe attacking faith as a concept, but like the way faith has been co-opted, and I didn't have the language, and I didn't have the emotional space to be able to do that. I wish I did. I do now. But
Sidebar.
please, please, please.
This is a sidebar. This is the reason why when I say the stuff that I say, a lot of people kind of like get their panties in a bunch a little bit.
Zulu said wacky tacky. Yes.
Like a lot of people get their panties in a bunch when I say something.
Wait. Oh, he also said, I want to get this. Y'all in different interweb circles for sure. He said, I'm attacking faith as a concept, homie. How are you going to attack? First of all, Mr. Zulu Jones. Let me put my camera on me. Mr. Zulu Jones. You got about maybe 10 or 12 more comments before I'm going to ask you to come in here in person. Because you're not that far away from here. Don't play with me.
Crying. Sound like a threat. Threat, sir.
Yo, Zulu,
be concerned.
Man, $100,000. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he knows where you stay. That's what it sound like. He said
Zulu is one of the Zulu is one of those people who you'd be surprised is an artist. The way he speaks is so black and white. So he's very articulate, by the way. But I don't understand how you can be an artist and not have faith. And I need Mr. Zulu to come in here and make us understand. But he also said, he said it is a threat. Not everyone on social media is a content creator in the sense of regularly producing original post videos and branded stuff. Most people are just consumers scrolling, reacting, lurking. Estimates vary by platform and how you define content creator. But here's the real breakdown. Roughly 10 to 15% of social media users actively create post original content with some frequency. Are we in the minority? Damn it, I got proven wrong. I'll take it. Let's go.
Thank
A
you.
smaller subset, mind your filthy whore business.
I'm trying to thank him. Thank you.
Around 1 to 3% are heavy and professional creators who post consistently, building audiences and monetize their content. The vast majority, 70 to 90%, are lurkers or casual users who consume, like, comment occasionally, but do not regularly generate original content. So, if you're wondering who's actually out here making posts versus who's just watching, scrolling, and reacting, real creators are in the minority, and most of the platform activity comes from the rest of us watching.
Thank you. Thank you. I thank you so much. Give him a hand clap. You got to put that on there. Yeah, he deserves that.
All right. He deserves a hand clap.
Won't he do it? Ooh, that's my face. I knew God was gonna come through.
You do it.
He was gonna bring somebody.
The somebody. Provides, is what he said.
You know?
Okay. There's another person of great esteem in our chat, and I definitely have to.
Who is that?
It's my father. My father's in the chat.
Father English.
Father English. The problem I see with modern religion is that it has been institutionalized so how then do you institutionalize something that is of the spirit? It's easy, you corrupt it. And so to the point that my father's trying to say, I didn't have, and where were you at when I needed this conversation? That's not,
I don't know, Dad.
Cry.
I don't know, Dad. That sounds like a little disrespect for me. He's disrespect.
I just needed your words earlier. Is all I'm trying to say. But no, nerds or nerds. Fuck that old man. Who? My father? Oh, slow down, player.
Wait a
slow
minute.
down, player. That's Pop Dukes. You don't do that to Pop Dukes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, slow down, player pimp.
Turn a little Negro in here.
Nerds. We are all nerds. Okay, so the point I was trying to make is this. I didn't have the language to indict and Dr. Henrik Clark, somebody who I've watched and kind of like been able to observe. He's passed, but he was an amazing historian on the subject. Introduced me to the understanding of Christianity versus Christendom. and I didn't understand the difference. Christendom is the political wing of Christianity created through, Europeans, right? And I didn't know that. I didn't understand that. So even when I would have, people question me about that, and I think the average person does this because they don't understand the difference as well. And it's not about intelligence as much as it is about the availability of the information. That I didn't understand how to say, I understand what's been done to this thing. That was a revolutionary thing. Christianity was revolutionary. It was a radical movement of its day. And it got co-opted. Just like civil rights. Like when you watch civil rights was a radical movement. It got people killed. It got people abducted. It got people buried. It got people, exiled. And then when you hear the government talk about Christian civil rights today, you would think the government started civil rights. And the way we talk about Christianity is the same way 2,000 years removed. Go ahead.
Me. Tag me in. It's the reason why I said.
I appreciate you for clearing the air. You would never say that about my pops. Okay, you was talking about just. Oh, okay, I get you. All right. Much love. All right, go ahead.
He's about to go to war up in here. Jeez. Like, not my daddy.
Not my daddy.
But
so sidebar before you say what you're gonna say. So, quick story. This is gonna be horrible. So one day my daughter, she's like 15 at the time, and she's like, "Dad, I want a new cell phone." And I was like, "Which phone do you want?" And she wanted, the new iPhone that came out at the time. I think it was like whatever. And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "That's all you want?" And she was like, "Yeah." But she didn't want to wait for her birthday. She wanted it like now. And I'm like, "All right. If I get this for you now, don't ask me for nothing on your birthday." She was just like, "I don't care." I buy it. It comes. I get the expensive one. Is ruby red with like the that metallic luster kind of shimmery thing on it, and it's dope. And it's the bigger one, and it's the pro thing, and it's got all the cameras on it and all that other stuff. And she is just like, she's over the moon, right? She goes to school. And in a really childish, petty way, some boy was like, "If you got an iPhone, put your iPhone in the air." And she's proud because she has an iPhone. So she puts it up, and it's ruby red, and it's the biggest one, and everybody's kind of got the smaller iPhones. So she's got the standout, right? I learned this on the back. I learned all this on the back end. Right? So she comes home and she goes, "Dad, I want a job." I was like, "Wait, why? What are you talking about? You're 15. What are you talking about? You can't even get a job, and I'm not signing no newspaper to get you a job. So what are we talking about?" And she tells me the story. And so she goes and she says that once she put her phone in the air, the guy who started the hullabaloo, whatever, was like, "Who bought that for you? Yo daddy."
Yeah, and you mad your daddy broke?
So
like,
so she was like, "So I just feel like I should be able to buy my own stuff." I was like, "Look here. Now, mind you, she's 15. My older daughter is 18 at the time. She's a little older. And she's sitting there being very quiet. My oldest daughter is a hell of an observer. I call her the watcher. She's like the watcher. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in there and I was like, "What did he say?" And she was like, where did you get that from, your daddy?" And I go, here's my childish moment. That nigga mad because he probably don't even know his daddy.
Damn. You hit for below the belt.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
And my oldest daughter was like, "Dad, you're not supposed to say that." And I was like, "It's probably true." She goes, "I mean, it probably is, but you're still not supposed to say it."
Like, it's one thing to call the daddy broke. I mean, if you don't know him, that's him and his daddy business. But,
Hey, you came for my kid, Joe. You came for my
Listen,
kid,
he said, forget what Michelle Obama said. You go low, we go to hell.
You know what I'm saying? For my kids? Mine. Me and mine? Yeah, nah, man. I came for it.
Said that's why you probably don't know your daddy anyway.
You probably don't know your daddy anyway. Then she felt better. She was like, you know what? He probably don't. Ding, 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 ding.
What happens if that boy did know his daddy, and his daddy probably just was like, I ain't buying you that.
Yeah, hey, then you don't know your daddy like that, then.
Dog.
Like that.
You know what? Coming from the same guy that was like, I ain't buying no $40, $50 fast food.
I'm going to end up buying the fast food.
Yeah, see?
I am.
What happened if that daddy probably was like, I ain't buying that. How much was that for? I ain't buying that. You got a job? You know how much? That's a bill.
Let me tell you something. Just be.
He said, I'm going to do it for my baby. My baby wanted it. I got it.
Like, I'm one of those. I realize there are two different types of people in the world. And there are people who say no as a default, and there are people who say yes as a default.
You're a yes defaulter?
And for my kids, I'm just a yes default. I don't. If I can do it, yes, then I'm gonna do it. If I can't, my no is can't. My no is not don't or won't. My no is can't. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. Dad, can we have it? I go no, just because I don't wanna. I'm like, nah, I can't because I got to think about this thing. And I explained it to them like, hey, like my oldest daughter, she's like, can I get this, that, and the third? I'm like, look, if I do that, you want your hair done in a couple of weeks. I can't do both of these things. I'm going to have to stagger it. And then she gets it. So now I'm teaching her how to pace expectation. You feel what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of women, especially women out there, who can't take their man saying, I can, but can you wait till payday? They'll just go find a whole nother nigga.
We're going to slide past that. We're going to go to the ground bases, right?
Let's go.
Ground bases is, he's a trick.
Hold on. We got some stuff. Hold it. Because I know you're good at I know you're good at holding. I need you to keep it.
I don't know.
You know how you keep your hand in the air when you want to remember stuff?
It all depends. Tonight is not the night of me remembering.
All right, go ahead. Because we got some comments.
Who said something?
Go ahead.
We're gonna think about the comment people. Some more engagement because you never want to read the comments. I tell you that.
I'm trying to be better.
So I'm gonna
grow our channel. I want us to be those people.
That's why I'm go ahead and read those comments because you don't ever do that. You know, you got it on the screen.
I'm trying to be better. We got a whole room dedicated to us and doing our thing, and I just want to be better.
Who said something? You know, let's read those things. These are
no. I want you. You said tonight's not the night for you to.
I mean, I kind of already forgot it, so that's why I'm like, go ahead and read that. Go ahead and read that one because.
Okay. So Zulu said Christianity was not revolutionary. It was copy-paste of older mythology. All right, let's break this down without church-sanitized BS. Christianity didn't just drop out of the sky brand new. It's a remix, a reboot, a heavily patched sequel stacking. Hold on. Ideas that were already ancient long before Jesus ever breathed air. A whole lot of what people call Christian truth got lifted, borrowed, repackaged, straight co-opted from older Babylonian Sumerian religions through Judaism, empire, and cultural bleed overload. Bleed over. That. I don't take away from the validity of that because that's just the fact of the matter. What I am saying is that Christianity, Frederick Hampton read the works of communists. He read, the Communist Manifesto. He read The Capitalist. He read those books and was informed about the proletariat versus the bourgeoisie. He didn't create that information, but he was a revolutionary. He took that information radicalized him to become the person that would ultimately be crucified, technically. by the government because of his ability to rally people around this idea. If we're to believe the story of Jesus Christ, then we are to believe that he is somebody who was radicalized by the information and became a radical who was then crucified.
Boop. Let me pop
Go
in
ahead.
on. Pop in on that one. Messiah. The Messiah.
He has a
on
lot
the
more.
Scene.
Yo, Zulu, bro. You really wrote all that?
Yeah, he did. You saw it.
You seeing this? Hold
No,
on. You're not seeing
I
it.
do not see
You're not
it.
seeing it like I'm seeing it. Hold on. I need you to see it like I'm seeing it. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can bring it up. Where is this thing at? Look at this. Beep.
Yeah, I see that. Wait, you're scrolling too fast. I was trying to read it.
It's still more.
That's what I'm saying. You can't read it, You kind of just like was taking it everywhere.
So go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
boom, back to the Messiah. He came as the Word in physical form. Meaning all that the covenant was and entailed is what he came in as. Which is why when he was getting older and as he was coming to the coming of age, he was able to sit in certain forums and be able to speak with them as if he was a person that was in there for years, even though he was only a young man. Because back in the day, of course, you knew, like, when you're 12, you're pretty much a young man or young lady because you went through puberty around that age.
That's right.
So for them, they're like, dang, how is he so young, but he's so old within this? And it's because he was already created and formed as if it was in his very DNA to be that person. To where all he's doing now is just perfecting that, to where all that the covenant entailed is what he's supposed to be out here elaborating and explaining. So all he was doing in his ministry was correcting people that were doing the covenant wrong, to where this ain't how you're supposed to do it. This is how you're supposed to do it. This ain't what that means. This is what it means. It's like a walking dictionary, but he was a walking dictionary for the covenant that he represented.
He's a fundamentalist.
Yeah, so it's like he wasn't per se doing anything revolutionary. He was just literally informing these people properly. But for them, it was because they were so used to doing it a certain way, the traditions of man, or doing things how they felt like it should have been done.
Because they normalized their behavior, a return to the orthodox is radical.
I mean,
So same thing when you're looking at, again, we'll say, Frederick Hampton, when you're looking at the Constitution and you're looking at what the Constitution says it's about, and you start hearkening people back, no, this doctrine says this. And now you're pulling people back from the way that they have been able to. Go ahead.
I'm pointing at you because what you're saying right now is exactly what you were literally getting on me about, to where you was like, you can't use that word that way because that's not how it's used in today's term.
Which word?
When I was telling you how I go back and I look at the etymology of a word, and when I speak on a word, I use the etymology.
What word did I use differently?
It was not what you use. It's what I use when I won't go back and use certain terms and the mannerisms that they were actually created and formed to use. You were like, nah. So technically, I was being a radical to being an orthodox person while you were like...
You were being...
What's the difference?
You were being convoluted.
How is it convoluted? When you asked...
Because that's nuance for the sake of nuance.
No, it wasn't nuance. It was me literally using the term properly.
Hold on 1 second. No, properly for the 1600s is not properly.
That was the original. So we could say the same thing.
Language shifts and changes. If I go, man, that girl was bad. Man, that was a bad chick over there. You know what I mean.
Back in the day, they would have been like, bad.
But this is not back in the day.
But we can say the same thing with Christianity, right? To where with the Messiah. They were saying certain things was, this is this now, right?
We're talking about language versus
But they did
Wait, hold on
use
one second.
different language.
I want to read this. Just about everything has been corrupted from hip hop to civil rights to religion, which creates the problem of most people not realizing what the original intent. This might help you. Was these things? The only thing that hasn't been corrupted is politics. It's been corrupt the whole time.
Yeah, there we go. All right. You know, he was shaky.
Like,
he was shaky a little bit. Little shaky.
Okay.
Give that guy deserves a hand clap. You know, hand clap this guy.
My pop dude.
Yeah, no, that's Pops. Yeah, hand clap Pops right there. He was shaky a little bit. Yeah. Hand clap that. Shout out to Pops.
Yeah, so yeah, it was like except for politics, it was fucked up the whole time. It was never a point in time where politics was what it said it was. It was a lie from the gate.
Shout out to Pops, you know. I ain't gonna lie, he was a little shaky. I was a little nervous at first.
So yeah, man. So all of this being said, and we can circle back around to
shout out to Pops for validating a little bit, validating what I was going for.
Validation?
Yeah, you saw that. You saw that. Let me read it. You know, creates the problem of most people not realizing the original intent. The original intent. I was giving original intent, and you told me that ain't what we do. I was being a radical, going back to the orthodox, the original, and you straight up told me that is not what we do, because that's not going for today's society.
We don't do that here.
And you see that? You see that? You would have been one of the people that was stoning the Messiah. Don't bring that around here. You would have had the biggest stone.
I got the concept behind the ethic, right? Choosing language for the whatever. The ethic behind what Jesus Christ did, if we're going to believe that. Hold on. The ethic, if we're going to believe that, behind that.
Who was mad? Hold up. Why y'all was mad?
Yeah, I don't know. Who mad? Why you mad? Why you mad, son? Tell him why you mad, son.
But nah, it was the same. I was literally just using the term how it's supposed to be used, and you was like, "Nah, player, we don't do that around here." Like you just said, we don't do that here.
We do not do that here.
And that's exactly what I was doing, using it for the original intent. And you told me,
you off thing. So validation. I feel like it's time to get us back on track.
I feel validated at that point. I do. Thank you. Thanks, Pops, because he takes your words as gold. So thank you, Pops. Thank
Pop
you. Thank you.
What you supposed to do?
Hey, it doesn't matter. Listen, I'm glad it was Pop Dukes that said it. So you read that again. You need to read that again. Read that again.
I'll read it on my own.
Oh.
Bam.
Oh. You know, whenever you get to reading that again, I want you to read that again. So, you know, when you try to be like, you can't use it that way, just know. The original.
I do as I feel.
Intent.
I do as I please.
Okay.
How about that?
Just know.
How about that?
Just know. You see that? That's what Father English wrote. Father English wrote that. He wrote that. He wrote that. Matter of fact, I need to save that one. Let me go into the comments and screenshot that. I need to screenshot that.
It'll be down before you get a chance.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
The hater. You did say. You know what? You're a part of the He-Man Woman Haters Club.
Look.
You're that honorary guy. He ain't gonna show the hate for his daughters, but he gonna show it for everybody else. You know, there you go.
Rough the whole time. All right, we go. This is something that we have that we are going to start doing now here on Clicked Up, the podcast, and we have a chime in moment. This is where you have the opportunity to chime in on a question that we are going to get. This is going to help us bring us back to the center of this conversation, and I want you guys to chime in. So here's our question today.
Love this scarf.
Have I ever made a partner feel replaceable? What you laughing at? What you laughing for?
You mind?
You must not know about me.
No. I wasn't hitting a Beyonce. It was more like if I'm going to replace you, I'm going to replace you with a peace of mind. I'm going to be by myself. I'm not about to argue with you. I'm not about to go through no stress with
So
you.
the question is built around the idea of validation and the idea that because a lot of people are able to interface and react and get so much validation from outside sources, that because of that, like there are women or men who be like, I got so many people in my DM, I got so many people, this, that, and the third. If you don't act right, I can replace you.
That sound like you.
When have I ever said anything like that?
Mister, I got them. I know
I've
when
never...
they want me. I know. I know when they want
saying
me.
This over and over and over again.
I got it like that
because you say it over and over.
Where's Kimchi at when you need him? Because he definitely was like, no, that definitely sounds straight like you.
That doesn't.
It does.
I don't even know Kimchi all like that.
Oh, I don't know that guy like that.
Them, but
he's my man. I don't know him like that. I don't know him like that.
I don't know
him like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
He just believes in the character.
Nah. It was some things that you done said. Some things that you done said. Nah. That you was like that. You was like that. You was like that.
Everybody, even you.
Me?
Everybody's had a moment or two.
Me?
No, not me, you.
Not you.
No, not me, you.
Definitely you.
No, not
definitely
me.
You. You, definitely you. You was Mr. Grab him and bag him, toe tag him.
No. That sounds a little Trumpian, and that doesn't sound like there was consent involved.
You sure about it? It was consent. It was all. You said it was plenty of consent.
Look. There's a by your own admission, there's a baby mama we have in common.
We do.
First off, don't do that. Don't do that.
First off, let me tell you something.
Look, see that? Look, the pimp laugh.
Let me tell you something. I met her before you.
Oh, hold on. Zulu said something else. I promise you, Zulu, the next time we do this show, which is in a week, you're going to be in here.
You don't know that man's schedule?
Oh, this damn reading you got me doing. You know black people don't read?
That's a lie.
I be reading. But still, most black people don't. Anyway, yes, I was running around in my late teens and early 20s. I used women's insecurity about other women as leverage for allowing my alcoholic whoring back in the day. Death my worst self.
You know what? We gotta love a good
and that's a dope, honest take on your own. That's accountability. Catch me if you can.
See, because you don't know his life. You don't know his schedule.
Catch me if you can. I know where you live.
That's a threat on Beyonce's internet.
I'm not just going to pull up because I'm more afraid of your old lady than you. But still. Beyonce's internet.
You on Beyonce's internet threatening people. Crazy.
Beyonce's internet. Niggas.
I mean, certain platforms be like, it's Blue Ivy's internet, so we don't know.
People say that?
Yeah, they do. Because apparently she's the one that keeps the family in line.
Wait, wow.
Yeah, they say that, They say Blue Ivy's been having the family on their toes since she was born, so I don't know.
I should worry about both. Ain't nobody worry about you, Zulu. Your old lady, though. She look like.
Now, when he busts a cap in your toe.
She only knows how. Not only does she know how to carry knives, unless she knows how to throw them. So.
If he busts a cap in your toe, don't be hurting. But no. Accountability. Take accountability. You was serving them. Serving them and serving them.
First of all, I have been simped out a time or two.
He's going to keep bringing up, I was simped out a time or two to hide that extra in the background.
No, because
he's going to hide that extra in the background.
Because you know what you want to know what's true? Crazy country girl, barefooted and dangerous. You only prove my point. The thing about the game,
you was playing it well.
I was playing. I don't
You
know
was
about
playing it
well.
well. You was playing it.
But there's something in the game that people don't realize, and I swear to God, they don't understand that sometimes in the game, the other side scores.
But you've been in the game long enough. Remember, that's what you said. You've been in the game long enough till you see the play.
Yeah, you learn because you've seen it work. I've been played. Like, so if I'm lining up and I got my defense set up and you got your offense set up and your offense overtakes my defense, the next time you line up like that, I'm like, oh,
because he was
I've seen
trying
this play.
to
I've
be
seen this play.
the player, but he got played. That's what all I'm hearing right now. I tried to be the player of the situation, but
No, I'll tell you what happened. All my problems came when I stopped. When I stopped and I was like, all right, I'm ready to be like a decent person.
oh, so you're saying you were an indie.
Everybody's had their moment.
Then stop acting like you didn't have a moment.
I
Like you
didn't
didn't.
say I didn't have a moment. You
But
act
when I
like
was
my moment is
saying it-
continuous, and I'm saying
We're not saying it's continuous, but I'm saying you did have them where you said you was bagging them, grabbing them, and just doing what you was
I
doing.
had a moment or two.
Oh, okay, so that moment or two was still real. That's what I want you to validate. Validate.
You
That's the word of
making it
today.
sound like
no,
some
validate.
industrial level.
No, validate that
I've had
for
a
me.
moment or two.
Oh, so that moment or two was still real. It was real, right?
Oh, Lee Bailey, what's going on, my dude? I see you in the chat.
Don't try to. No. It was real. Was it not? Was it real? Did you have your moments where you was grabbing them, bagging them, toe tagging them, doing what you
Mella
was doing?
Clemens, I see you in the chat.
This man gonna say everything outside of validating that he slick already validated. Yeah, you did.
Everybody's had a moment. That's all I'm
Okay, so you had a moment to where
Everybody's had a moment. It wasn't
that
like
was
that, though.
you.
It
It wasn't like that. Don't try to. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. It was like that.
like that.
It was like that. He just don't want to
It
admit it
wasn't
was like
like
that.
that.
It's okay. It's all right.
It wasn't like that.
You-
It wasn't like that.
It's okay. It's okay.
It wasn't like that.
He don't want to admit it. He don't want to admit it.
Why can't we just be like, hey, it wasn't like that?
Because it was like that.
I had my moments.
You had your moments where you was like that. You was like that all the way. You was like that. Right? Like that. Like
I was
that.
doing a little something.
Like that.
A little.
Like that.
It wasn't like
Like
that.
that. Yeah, it was.
It
Like
wasn't like
that.
that.
There you-
It wasn't like that.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't like that.
You hear my voice while I'm telling you this?
It doesn't make you right because you
Nah.
because you could dip into Geechee like
Nah. It is not to make my point valid because I could dip into Geechee. It's the fact of you trying to maneuver around it when you done admitted it already.
I didn't admit nothing. I just
You
said I had
did.
a moment.
You had a moment. You ain't trying to make that moment so big,
That's
but you
right.
still had a moment.
A moment.
That moment still happened. It was a moment where you was like that.
I was on
You
that type of
was
time for a
okay.
second.
Thank you.
second.
Oh, for a second. He
For a
was
second.
trying to keep saying it wasn't that long, but somebody. It
was
doesn't
a
matter if it
second.
was 2 or 3.
It was a second.
It don't matter if it was 2 or 3. It was still there.
It does.
It was
matter,
there. No, it
because
don't.
It's different between I ain't on no future type shit like when I'm out
Either
here
way,
having my way
either
like
way it
that.
goes, you was on it. You was on it. You was on it. That's like saying I ain't robbed nobody, but you don't rob like 2-3 people. But you stressing, I ain't robbed nobody. I
I
wasn't
didn't
robbing like that. You was robbing them. You was robbing them.
I was like, if you out here like, yo, he been robbing niggas for 15 years. I said, nigga, I robbed like 2 people.
Okay, but you still was a robber.
Okay, but I ain't robbing niggas like that.
He ain't robbing like that. Meaning he wasn't that
I
bad.
wasn't like 15
I
years in the
wasn't
game.
that
I had a
bad.
couple. I had a moment or two.
He had a moment or two where he was robbing niggas. Be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful.
I was outside.
We're
I
Batman
was
when you
outside
need
for
him.
a second.
Mhm.
All right. You wasn't outside before?
Thank you for admitting that. Thank you for admitting.
Boo.
Thank you.
I wish we had a boo button. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
make a boo button.
Thank you for admitting that. I
Make a
needed
boo
that.
button.
I needed that validation.
I'm gonna make a boo button. Ain't no
I needed-
goddamn validation.
I
If you
needed
don't
him
stop
to.
that,
I needed him to validate.
and that's the performance we talking
It is.
about.
I'm performing right now. I needed him to validate that thing from the podcast before I was on, where he tried to make me seem like I was lying, like I was lying on him. But he finally admitted it. Ain't God good?
Nothing.
Ain't God good?
God ain't nothing.
Oh.
I ain't say God ain't nothing. That's not what I meant to say. God is everything.
All right.
You ain't saying nothing.
Hey, I ain't saying nothing. You said it. I ain't have to say it. You said it.
You said it.
You said it.
You said
We eventually got to it because you said it.
You said it.
It's all right. He was out here toe tagging them and bagging them. It might have only been two that go toe tag.
That's it.
Two or two.
So what?
Maybe two that got told. But he still bagged them though.
You know what I'm saying? My numbers are low.
He said my numbers is low.
My
but
numbers is low.
He still got numbers out there. I might have not killed a lot,
Have you ever
but I
noticed
killed.
that people use the term "I got bodies" like the same way you talk about murder?
Either way it goes. That's
Hey,
still
doesn't that sound morbid?
I'm gonna say in today's society where it's over sexual, it's kind of hand in hand because for them they don't view it as something that's really that sacred. So for them to say it's just another body because they feel as though I haven't had any emotional or spiritual connection in it, it kind of makes sense when they use the language that they use. So it's just like how you said earlier to where you can't go back to the original intent of a word because it's a new language now. We're using it different. We're subscribing it different. So the same way we can say we shouldn't say you having another sexual encounter is you just got another body. But as far as the language today, that's normal for them. That is what their thing is, even though that's not the original intent on how it was supposed to be.
Yeah, but no. So, and I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So my thing is like this. If you think about it, and I think before you came on, I had this conversation before, but if you believe about it, if you believe that the way that they're saying it, then people become cadavers of your desire. You see what I'm saying? They're just lifeless, soulless things that you use. It almost has a necrophiliac sort of connotation to it.
I mean,
these people don't. These NPCs are just
at that point in time when you get to a certain level of operating and you say you don't have any connection to them, you don't have any emotional connection, no mental, let alone spiritual connection to them, then yes, it is just a blank disc that's just there. That's just burning off a sense of your lust in a way we can just say. It's just a burnt off CD of your lust. It's like when bootleggers make a whole DVD of different songs, but they just keep burning it and burning it and burning it. It's not going to change the playlist, but the CD is still going to be burnt until they get tired of that playlist and they make a new playlist. Maybe they don't want to burn as many CDs as they used to. Maybe they just want to have, you know what, this one right here I want to keep. I want to be able to ride in my car and play it. I don't want everybody to be able to like have a section of it. That's pretty much the same how I view it when somebody's just running through people that they consider bodies, as far as they're lusting. They just have a desire, a yearning, but they don't literally see these people as a person. It's just a means to an end. As much as we don't like to hear people being treated as a means to an end, same thing with your famous capitalism. These businesses see nothing more but people slaving for that dollar that they want as a means to an end. Your slavery is going to put more money in my pocket. It's just a means to an end. Same thing with people who have their lust. They're just using that body as a means to fulfill that. Now, how many bodies I got to go through? That all depends. But is it just a means to an end to get my desires to be fulfilled? Yes, it is. It's same thing, just different levels, for me at least.
No, it makes perfect sense. I don't. No notes. I don't. That's square business right there. I think that's. I don't know how to say that any better. Pretty square on the nose there.
I'm a square, a nerd, as we would say.
L7.
Yeah, that's me.
Square biz, Tina Marie, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to her. I hope they do come out with that documentary.
They were supposed to make something about that, weren't they?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. They talked about it, but they didn't necessarily show anything that's happening with her. Hopefully they do, because Lover Girl, a song you're not supposed to know about, it's based on her song, Love Me Some Tina Marie.
Wait, what am I not supposed to know about?
You're not supposed to. I already told you about it earlier offline, but online. It's not supposed
Oh,
to nobody.
your joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody
Okay.
does.
Okay. I thought you meant a Tina Marie song. I was like, wait a
It was
minute.
based off of
Yeah,
that,
you were
but-
saying that. Yeah. Okay, I get it. She's giving y'all some tidbits. She's got a whole situation. She's musically inclined. She's doing her thing.
But shout out to you for, so now hopefully when I say my original intents, don't look at me crazy. You doing that Cash App, ain't you? I'm a mind my business. You just, you were doing it, weren't you? Yeah, I could tell. It's all in your face. You were.
Mind your dang on business. Goodness gracious, black people. Well,
I'm a
we about to get
Negro's
up outta
Negro.
here.
A Negro's Negro. I am.
We're gonna have this conversation. We're gonna start this conversation next week. We're gonna have some people up in here. I'm gonna get some people in here. I want to have this conversation more robustly. Not to say that you didn't say some dope stuff. I think I'm gonna clip some stuff up and present it to them next week. I definitely want to get some new perspective on some things you said. Yeah, you, not me, you.
No, you see my face?
Yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah. Yo, this has been Clicked Up. Yo, this has been Clicked Up the podcast. Yo, I'm your boy Job English. Your girl Shadira Dial is in the building, making it do what it do, man. We've had a dope time, man. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Took a few minutes of time, man. Happy New Year, man. And for all those who made it through, made it safe, man. It's just been dope, man. I gotta get up out of here. I gotta go feed some food, some expensive food.
One more shout out.
Go ahead.
One more shout out. Shout out to Papa English. Thank you for the validation. I needed that. I needed all of that.
All right, we are out of here like last year, man. Y'all be safe, drive safe, do all that stuff. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things that dope kids do, man. We're out of here. Peace.